Hello friends, I was just looking at some family history in this photo album here. So if you saw our last video, you know that the fairies have communicated with us through messages, and I have been researching about what they could mean, and I think I've found out a few things. But first, let's start off with, if you watched our last video, we did get some comments, some questions that we wanted to answer, probably from a little bit of our older viewers. So first of all, you wanted to know some of the history about Ravenswood, so let me tell you a little bit about that. So we moved here, let's see, several years ago, around the 2013. And some people asked, was there a history here of things happening? And really, we don't know. We bought it. It was bank owned, which means that we didn't buy it from the people who lived here before. A bank owned it, and I know everything's on the internet now, and you can look people up, and which I did. But all we have is their names, and that someone that they've owned the property the whole time, and then all of a sudden the bank owned it, and there's no record of where these people went. It's like they disappeared. So we have no idea. We didn't get any history. We just got this house and these woods that came with it. So whether anything happened here, our neighbors don't know. We don't really have any close neighbors here, and we have no family and no friends here. So that's the one thing that people have suggested, was that a human is sneaking on and playing a trick on us. So let me just tell you, we moved here from 12 hours away in Kentucky. We moved from Kentucky, and I'm not going to tell you where here is just yet. But it's a long ways away from Kentucky. So we did not know anybody here. None of our neighbors know us good enough to sneak onto our property and plant notes and things in our kids' bedrooms. It's not happening. Plus, we have security cameras all around the property. If it was a human, we would pick them up on our cameras. So it's not a human. We have woods all around three sides of the house. In the front of the house is long fields that go to another ridge of woods with gate that goes to our driveway. So we're way off the road. We don't see anybody from our house, and nobody sees us. It really is an enchanted forest feel. So that's the history of Ravenswood, the property. So then people asked, did I have any experiences here? And I won't say that when I saw the notes, they were a complete surprise to me. When we first moved in, I received this in our mailbox, and let me just show you. It's folded up and twisted, and it is burnt on the edges like the notes. And as soon as I saw that, it brought this to mind, but I did not share that with Nyla or the kids. It says, watch out, whoever you are, these woods be enchanted near and far. And at that time when I received it, I did think that a human put that in my mailbox or was messing with me, a neighbor, or maybe possibly a previous resident, who knows. So it does say the woods are enchanted near and far. What that means, I don't know, but have I had any experiences? Yes. We came home, this was before either of the children were born. We came home, and we have a bookshelf, and the books were off of the bookshelf and spread into like this path looking thing on the floor. And I did take a picture of it, and I will put it on after the end of this video so you can see it. I had to go way back and find it. But that did happen. I've had things in my past, Now we are from Kentucky. In Kentucky, we paint the ceilings of our porches paint blue to scare away the haints. So we are aware of the things that can be roaming around outside. We have Irish Scotch history in our family, and Grammy Ravenswood did tell me that there were women in our family called granny women. I don't know if you've heard that, but it's an old Appalachian term for a healer, almost like a medicine woman. So if someone back in the day, before the doctors were car ride away, or before there were ambulances or even hospitals, like if a woman was gonna give birth or somebody got sick, they would call the granny woman. And normally they were just known for healing people, but some of them were known for more than that. There were granny women in our family. Those records have been lost to us. I do have some old pictures I'm going to show you at the end of the line that we came through, the ladies that were the granny women. Yes, we do have a history in our family of things like this kind of happening, but definitely no interactions with fairies or anything like that. Another question someone asked, what was it? I've forgotten, but I was going to address that. So this is a history of Ravenswood. It was built in about the early 90s, and it is a 2-story house with a walk-up attic. It's in the middle of the woods, and it's a beautiful, beautiful place to live, and we love it here. I am starting to get a little worried about the activity going on around the children and things like that. But if I think of the other question, I'll come back on and address it. Nyla's here saying thumbs up. So you want to say hi, Nyla?
Yeah, hi.
So tonight we're gonna sleep tight and not let the fairies in at night. All right. Have a good night.
What about the good fairies?
The good fairies. Oh, that's the part I was gonna address, was the good fairies. Yes. So the good fairies said that in the note that a secret was hidden in plain sight, and I think that has to do with
I remember that the good fairies were going. I thought that you were going to let the good fairies in.
yes, and that about Nyla's genetics and being descended from the granny women could be the secret that's hiding in plain sight. So we're going to look into that more, and we're going to continue to document everything that's going on. So be sure and follow along, and check out the pictures at the end, because some of them are really strange, like the books all lined up. And I'll show you some of our family pictures that are really interesting. There are 10 types from like the 1800s from back in Kentucky, and they're really interesting. So I hope you enjoy them. And again, if you have any questions, anything that we need to address, you can post your comments. Thanks. Have a good night, and don't let the fairies in. Okay, so I remembered what I was going to discuss. So people had asked us, do we know anything about these fairies? And so I have, and they wanted to know like how we came up with Ravenswood as the name. And I had to go back and look at these questions. And I just forgot the other one. The fairies. Oh, and if there's anything on the property that's strange. So about the fairies, I spoke with Grammy Ravenswood, and so there is a history, a folklore of there being dark fairies and fairies of the light. And since the dark fairies, we believe, are the ones that burned the paper and left the ash, and their name, it was Sunfrosting. And then the fairy of the light, we believe, is Sunflower. I mean, you can't get more of the light than a sunflower. So we think possibly there we are dealing with the dark and the light fairies. And we're going to get more into the history of these fairies and possibly how they got here, where they came from. That's all things that we are working on. About the property, there is also a lore that if you look back at the Irish beliefs were that fairies came from fairy mounds. And I'm gonna show you, I may have to probably go out tomorrow. It's dark right now. And so I'm going to go out tomorrow and attach it to this video. But we have several large mounds on the property that were here when we bought it. And I will show you those. That's interesting. When I learned about the fairy mounds, I was like, hey, we have some mounds here. I don't know what they're for, but they're here. So it could be a possibility. The fairy mounds, yeah. Let's see. I think that is it. Did I cover it? So I'm going to attach those pictures and the fairy mounds. And I think that's it for the night. If I think of anything else, I'll let you know. And we keep looking for that the history and some folklore about these fairies, because I'm thinking it's going to be really interesting to see what we're dealing with here and how we might go forward. Oh, about Ravenswood, yes. So when I got the note that said these woods be enchanted near and far, I did tell Grammy Ravenswood about that, and we do have ravens in our family crest. So we kind of put that together, melded it with the enchanted woods, and decided to call the place Ravenswood. I felt it had a dramatic kind of flair to it, because when you step back on our property, you get a feeling it's just so far removed from everything, and the forest just encircles you. It's just a dramatic feeling. That's all I can say. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed so far, and again, send us your suggestions, your questions, and anything that you might know about fairies. We'd love to hear it, to see what we're dealing with. Okay, thanks again, and I will talk to you later.